It is 9:30 here and I have had a slower morning. I just made an Instagram post summarizing like this whole Chick-fil-A adventure. And I redeleted Instagram after that. So it took a little bit to like get everything set up for that. But I will probably be leaving for church soonish. I have to go get breakfast and maybe pack a lunch. I don't know. We're watching like a movie over at my friend's house, so that'll be fun. Just having a chill Sunday, not trying to get any work done today. Like that is not the goal. The goal is to rest. The goal is not to work. So we'll see if I achieve that goal. It might be hard for me, but I'm gonna hold myself to that. So no editing videos. I might do a little bit of planning, but other than that, today is just like veg day. It is chill day. It is relax and do what I feel like doing. And if that includes like working out, then I'll do that. But otherwise, I'm not going to try and get any work done. So yeah, that's where I'm at this morning. I feel pretty good, a little dehydrated because, I just woke up. But that's where I'm at. So I'm leaving my friend's house right now. We just watched the movie, and the one thing I'm thinking lately has been, it's a line from like a YouTube video I watched, and she said, "Getting better feels worse," and I cannot say that more. Right now, it feels so bad that like I asserted a boundary today, and I felt so guilty about it. And I'm still wrestling with that, but I know that it's for my own good, and it's to protect myself, you know? So it's like I have good reasons for it. And anyway, I'm walking to my car in the dark, so I'm gonna catch you next time. I'm gonna go grocery shopping. I've just got to the grocery store. I want to say I feel really like it's so stressful to try to grow. You know what I mean? Like when we start stepping into those things, like it's so incredibly difficult to overcome mentally because we're so used to being who we were yesterday and all the days before it. I want to say there's a couple things I was thinking about on the little drive to the grocery store. One is one thing my roommate said last night. One of my roommates said that I tend to just say I'm sorry, or not I'm sorry, tend to say I'm tired as like an excuse not to engage. And I really like felt conflicted about that because I'm like wondering, is this something I've consistently done like a lot? And she said that it was. And I guess I want to be aware of it as I'm thinking through when I'm vlogging and as I'm doing this. Do I use other things? Sorry, the car in front of me just turned their taillights on. Do I use other things as an excuse not to engage in the discomfort of the moment? And am I using me being tired as an excuse to disengage? There are times where I legitimately am too tired to talk about something, and in that case, I need to be more intentional about rescheduling rather than disengaging. And another thing too is I'm wondering how much my like childhood response has been just passivity to get by and to allow people to project their assumptions onto me being good or bad, and allowing that to be the reality rather than engaging and creating my own and being like, hey, this is who I am. And it's really freaking scary to start doing that now, and I can't express that enough. Like, I am looking back on the past few years and perhaps my whole life, and I'm seeing all the ways that I let other people make decisions for me. I think especially last year, and I'm sorry, but especially my last relationship, I was so freaking passive. Like, I just wish that I had been more assertive about my own feelings so much earlier on in everything. Like, even today, I stayed through and watched an entire movie that I felt like leaving halfway through. Like, and it wasn't even the movie, it was just like, oh, I need to go grocery shopping. My stomach kind of hurts from the wings I had earlier. And like other things, but I didn't want to seem rude or I didn't want to give off that wrong message. And so I stayed instead, which honestly, who wants to hang out with somebody who doesn't want to be there? Like, who wants to hang out with someone whose mind is elsewhere? I sure don't. I know I don't. And I just kind of wish that I'd been more aware of what I was genuinely feeling or more courageous to step into it sooner. I don't regret staying through the movie. I've never seen Lord of the Rings, the last movie all the way through, or if I have, I've seen the beginning and the end, because I sure didn't remember most of that middle. I think I've seen like bits and pieces and like fragments, but sitting through the whole thing was different. It hit different. But I just want to say, like, I hope that using these videos and vlogs can help me to build that confidence in myself to say who I am rather than letting other people say it for me. And as I'm going through every break I've had, like, it's been a continual growth thing for me. This continual message of, like, are you going to allow other people to define you, or will you define yourself based on the truth and based on your own, like, sense of truth? Like, and I'm not saying that there's this, like, oh, everyone's truth is objective, but, like, legitimately, like, how I feel, no one else can tell you that. Like, nobody else can tell me that. And feelings aren't everything, you know, like, feelings are often dictated by the media we consume and the thoughts that are recurring in our heads, but there's still a foundational, like, little kid Susanna is saying, like, hey, I want to leave, like, a while ago, and I ignored her. And so, like, I just want to be better about listening to that and listening to myself instead of just, you know, ignoring them like I have all the rest of my life for the sake of other people's comfort and other people's opinions. I'm okay with being rude, and I want to be more okay with that. And today was a huge step, both in my awareness of how the event made me feel of sitting through that whole movie and ignoring myself, and also, and I don't regret it. For the matter, I don't regret it. I'm just saying this is something I want to be aware of in the future, as well as finally talking to my dad and, like, saying, hey, this is what I genuinely think. Like, I don't think I should stay, whatever, like, all the situation that I'm not going to share. But, like, that was huge. That was really intense for me to try and do. Not because in itself it was hard, or in itself my dad is a bad person or anything like that. It's just that it's scary because it's new. It's scary because I've never been this old before, and I've never had this much freedom before. It's scary because I'm pretty new to being an adult. I'm only 22. And this is genuinely some of the first times where I'm taking ownership of that and taking ownership of what my role is. Oh, gosh, all that to say, it's been a good day, and I'm learning a lot lately, but especially that I can be a little bit rude, and I can speak what I need in a moment, and that should be respected. And if that's not respected, that's not about me, that's about other people. But yeah, I feel really conflicted at the moment because I'm still thinking about the thing my friend said last night, and I'm wondering, like, how I can be better about that in the future while still respecting my own needs. And it is just something you have to grow in. I'm working on being more assertive rather than passive. I think I used to think I was super, like, aggressive or passive aggressive. I think I'm just passive. I think I tend to just silence myself so that there's no opposition, and if somebody's got a really strong opinion, then I just let them be themselves, because it's scary and dangerous for me to disagree with someone who is so, like, out there with what they have to say. Anyway, that's a whole rambling thing. I was thinking about doing, if anyone's interested, I don't know, I don't really have any subscribers, so it would just be me being like, hey, I'm doing this regardless. But I was going to talk about some of my summer internships and both how I got them, how they went, and maybe some advice I would give younger me before going into that world of internships my junior year. I'm sharing that specifically because I also do want this channel to be some advice for young designers and young college students, so that my mistakes, if you will, my learning experiences can be shared in a wider way, so that I not only benefit from processing that information and teaching about it, but you guys can benefit from hearing someone who's a little bit older looking back on an experience that might have been better if I had learned to assert my needs more. Wow, it's like a whole thing that I've been struggling with. Wow, it's like mind-blowing. But yeah, I'm gonna go get some groceries, assert my needs in the grocery store, and say, hey, I'm getting my food to the cart, to the stuff. What am I saying right now? Anyway, I'm gonna go do that and then see my roommates a little bit tonight. Everyone's leaving tomorrow. I'm gonna be alone. But I know I won't really be alone. I'm gonna hang out with these people I just hung out with today, and I'm gonna hang out with some other friends. Mappy, the girl that was in the video on Friday that went to Panini Opa. We're gonna try and hang out and go to like Cincinnati or somewhere fun, make art together or something. So I've got tons of stuff to do, tons of fun projects going on, and I don't want to miss any of it. So I'll catch you guys later. It's crazy, honestly, how stress, like, and stuff you're dealing with mentally literally affects your body. Like, right now, my back is so stressed that, like, it hurts. Like, right here, it's, like, tensing up. And I'm gonna do some yoga in a minute to try and help relieve some of that stress that isn't healthy. There's a good kind of stress, and this ain't it. Like, this is not a good kind of stress. This is, like, there's things going on that I can't deal with, and I've been dealing with other people's emotions too much anyway. So the fact that I'm feeling this right now is a result of taking on stuff I wasn't meant to handle. And honestly, even right now, like, I'm trying not to think about the thing my friend said and the thing my dad said, but it's fine. It's great. We love it. We feel it. We just enjoy the pain, right? So yeah, getting better feels worse. I've said that before, but legitimately it does. And I also really want to dye my hair. Like, I think I might go for, like, my natural color, which is this darker part that's coming through, obviously. And then, I don't know, give it a nice haircut that, like, is actually stylish and attractive instead of whatever the crap is happening right now. I also would love to figure out a better hair care routine for my curly hair, so we'll probably experiment with that journey a little bit on here. I also would love to experiment with makeup on here too. I'm not a makeup guru, I just absolutely know nothing, and I would love to learn a tiny bit how to make my style go to that next level. Because honestly, the way I express myself now is fine, but it just isn't really me. It's a silent voice, not a me voice. In the same way that I've been really passive with my words and stuff, I think I've been a little too passive about my self-expression. And I would love to experiment with that and try and find my own voice in a physical sense, the way that I dress and the way that I, carry myself and all that kind of stuff. I'd love to maybe document part of that journey if I experiment with some kind of weird conditioner routine or something. So anyway, that's all I'm thinking right now, but I'm gonna do some yoga and try and get this stress out of my body. Probably cry a little bit too. That would help too. But yeah, that's gonna be it for tonight. I'm pooped, so catch you later. Okay, so full disclosure, I didn't really have anything. I was just relaxing, watching YouTube, doing other things, and I got bored, so I got on Instagram and I looked at my ex's profile again. It's something I only tend to do when I'm alone on breaks, get a little lonely. And, like, the only reason I'm sharing this is because I want to talk about how it makes me feel afterwards so that I can remind myself how it makes me feel and I can maybe do it a little bit less. So when I look it up, there's this, like, moment of curiosity where I look it up, and either there's something there or there isn't. In this case, there wasn't anything new. And there's a sense of disappointment in that. And then after that, I, like, delete the history one, delete the little search thing in my history. And I think, oh man, like, I really regret that. Like, that probably is not healthy. And it really isn't. And the reason why I do it, I think, is because I want to know that he's doing better. Like, I want to prove to myself that he's happy and he's healthy and he's doing okay. Because we haven't talked, obviously. That would be really bad. So there's that, and it's like, I understand the, like, curiosity too, because it's like, what's going on in his life? Because I'm doing great, and I've got so many other interesting things going on. Like, let's see if there's something there. Um, and it's not coming from a place of like interest in reconciling or talking again or starting up a conversation, because I'm not interested in that. I've got so many other things going on now that like I'm perfectly content just being, but I'm also perfectly open to talking to someone new. But it's just this idea of like wanting to, I think in some ways, control my experience of him, and this curiosity and boredom that happens when I'm here by myself a lot. It's not something I want to keep doing, and so to do that, to prevent it, I'm just gonna talk about like, it makes me feel gross. It makes me feel sad, honestly, lonely. Like it brings up a lot of the like nostalgia rather than the genuine facts, where I have to remind myself, okay, here's what happened before, and here's why that happened, and it's okay that it ended, and it's okay to feel these conflicting feelings. That doesn't mean you have to act in any kind of way on them. Um, I think in some ways I'm trying to keep alive something that needs to die. Um, so yeah, I don't know. It just makes me feel bummed overall. Like, disappointed in myself for doing that again, looking that up. It only really extra happens when I'm tired too. And it's like, I should have just gone to bed, you know? I shouldn't even be on my phone still, shouldn't be looking at YouTube. So I'm gonna try and set better boundaries with my phone. It was Sunday, so I've been intentionally relaxed with it, but in general, I don't want to let this happen again, probably ever. And if it does, find better ways to cope with it and talk through it. But yeah, I'm really processing it here so that I can remind myself how it feels when it does happen. But yeah, that's it for now. I am gonna take the rest of the night and just go to bed. It's probably like 10 now. I was gonna try and get up early at like 6, but I'm gonna set an alarm because if I don't, I'll be too lazy and just wake up super late. It's hard because there's no set schedule, so I'm gonna have to make one for myself tomorrow. Yeah, this is gonna be day one of break. Is real break is gonna be tomorrow. So catch you later. I'm gonna try and get some sleep. It's a little bit out there, and I'm gonna admit I'm only doing this to like expand my worldview.